May 2nd, 2012, I learned that this passionate lust, well, it lives inside the both of us. And I know what you're thinking. How can someone who's not even a senior in college be so passionate about a senior citizen? And I know you're all picturing me in some Vietnam War vet, holding hands and walking down stairs sipping bubble tea. But I can assure you that this is not how it is. I mean, this isn't just any man born the same year that Mao Zedong rose to power. This is the most perfect man I've ever laid eyes on, and I've been in love ever since I was a toddler. He is a philanthropist, he's an artist, he's a rebel, and he's an absolute sex symbol. He walks with me to class every single day. He accompanies me while I study. And he's there to wake me up in the morning. He actually, he helped me relax for tonight. He also wrote a song for me. The lyrics are beautiful. He says, "Together, Wendy, we'll live with the sadness. I love you with all the madness in my soul." And then later, he tells me to wrap my legs around his velvet rims and strap my hands across his engines. A metaphor for a motorcycle, some might speculate, but to me, he's just publicly asking me to make sweet love to him while we ride his Harley right down the highway. Inconveniently enough, he has a wife, Patty, who, might I add, is literally repulsive. She's actually a life ruiner. She ruins lives like Yoko Ono and Regina George. But luckily for me, wives aren't necessarily a problem in my book. Just because there's a goalie in the net doesn't mean I can't score, am I right? Oh my God. In case you've never heard the song I mentioned before, it's called Born to Run. And this mystery man, it's Bruce Springsteen. Anyone that has spent, I'd say, 20 minutes in conversation with me probably notices my affinity for his music. I mean, my friends go as far as saying that I don't have a boyfriend and won't ever be able to have a meaningful nor lasting relationship because there simply isn't enough love in my heart for another man. Now, I'm not saying that that's completely true, but it's totally up for debate. As far as my love life around goes, well, let's just say that no hipster lit art concentrator or like clean meat club tennis player can hold a candle to the boss. I mean, he wears his skinny jeans like a man. Let me just tell you about the most memorable day of my life. So, last semester and this semester, I made a few trips back and forth to various locations on the East Coast to see Springsteen live at all of his shows. And every single time it was the same thing. I would meet my mom somewhere and we would drive together. Of course, my mom is why I am this way. And we drove to these shows. And some of these trips involved me waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to leave New York and get back for my 9 a.m. class on time. But it was so worth it for those moments that Bruce and I would spend together and at the same time, making that connection. That we so often do. I mean, May 2nd, 2012 was no exception. So, my mom and I, we met at Penn Station at 6 p.m. and we drove to the Prudential Center, wide-eyed and just way too overeager. Fast forward to the concert. I mean, I'm going to label you all right now. In the world, there are two kinds of people. There are Springsteen fans and those who have never seen him live. And now I'm going to qualify that. Whoever's not been to a show, I'll give it to you right now. So basically, every single person in that room is just bumping and pumping and pointing at Bruce saying, "Yes, Bruce, you are the boss. You are the boss." And what you're doing right now is just turning me on. And Bruce is on a level of his own. I mean, this guy is going into the crowd and bending down and picking up beers and chugging them in front of everybody. He's taking his wooden Fender Telecaster, dipping it into the swarms of people in front of him, and letting them strum on his guitar. He pulls up little children out of the audience, hands them the microphone, and says, "You sing, kids." They sing the chorus to "Waiting on a Sunny Day" in front of the entire stadium. He slides across the stage, 63, and gets up. Throws his guitar 20 feet in the air with no repercussions. What would happen when that guitar comes falling to the ground and shatters into pieces? He just doesn't care. I mean, but like all good things, the show had to come to an end, and at the end of the show, the entire E Street Band walks to the front of the stage, and they all hold hands, and they take their bows. And at this moment, most concert goers would walk out of the arena. But no, I see a spot, and that spot's mine. That spot is next to this fence that separates the people at the show from the roadies. This spot is my calling, so I grab it, and I stand right there. And I know that there's this tunnel to the side of the stage. And That is the only exit from the arena, from where the stage is, and I know that every single member of that band is going to walk off that stage soon. And of course, Bruce is no exception. He's a member of the E Street Band, and he's going to walk off the stage. So I grabbed that spot, and my mom is waiting up in the wing above our section, and everyone's kind of pushing by her, getting out. She's kind of staring at me, wondering like why I'm not leaving.